Welcome to the Happiness Happens podcast. I'm Simona Costantini, blogger, storyteller, and life enthusiast. Each week, I will bring you an idea, guest, or positive thought to help inspire you to create happiness and live on purpose. We decide the stories we tell ourselves and where we choose to invest our energy. It's time to cultivate a positive mind for a positive, more meaningful life. I'm so grateful you popped in. Now let's get started. Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me on my very first podcast episode. I am so excited to be here today and share something that's been such a crazy project in my life over the last few months or so. I wanted to start off by kind of bringing you back to the reason behind this podcast and the reason why I felt so compelled to create it and to share parts of my life that typically people don't share very often. But if I think back to, 6 or 7 months ago, maybe more now, maybe 8, I want to even say maybe a year ago, I was feeling really out of alignment with myself, and I've really felt this way for a long time. I kept searching for this higher purpose or this sense of more, or not feeling like anything was enough. And I felt really guilty that I had so many wonderful things in my life, so many wonderful friends, an amazing job, loved ones all around me, and I still couldn't feel grateful enough for it all. I couldn't feel happy enough for it. Nothing was ever enough, and the negative was all that took over me. I really felt like there was a lack in my life, in that I wanted to share my words with the world and my thoughts and my perspectives with the world, but I wasn't really sure what the best way to go about doing that was. And my thought was that if I were to create a podcast or a platform or some sort of space where other people could understand how I was feeling, and maybe they could relate to how I was feeling, maybe they wouldn't feel so alone, and then maybe all of this would be okay and it would feel valid. I don't even know if that makes any sense, but after countless hours of meditation, soul searching, going on my first retreat and participating in different workshops, this podcast was born. I truly felt that this was the best way to share exactly my thoughts with everyone in hopes that it resonates with you. My biggest error throughout this journey, and I don't know if it's so much an error, but my biggest block throughout this journey was the lack of confidence that I had in myself. I would say to myself over and over and over again, why would anyone want to hear my story? What does that matter? Why does what I have to say matter? And will it ever really make an impact? It's funny because this is exactly the opposite. As soon as I started to share my stories and how I was feeling and, the journey that I've been on, I started receiving countless messages from good friends, old friends, people I've never even met before, all thanking me for putting something on social media that was, out of the normal perfect life that everyone tries to portray. I think that one of the biggest things that I've learned here is that you have to believe in no matter what you do, you have to believe that you're good enough every single day, because you are. And you have to believe that the world is waiting for you to speak. They're waiting for you to make a move, and they're waiting for you to show up. Every day, we have the choice to tell a story. We tell a story about ourselves to ourselves. We tell a story about ourselves to the world. And the stories that we tell ourselves every day is all that we have. So, in truth, if every story you tell yourself or every story I tell myself is ultimately what matters, really the things that we say about ourselves, the good, the bad, the nice, or the mean, they're really all that we have. Our thoughts are shaped by them. Our feelings are shaped by them. And how we show up in the world is shaped by them. Everything is shaped by the stories we tell ourselves. So if you tell yourself that you're not going to be good enough, you're not going to be good enough. That's exactly it. But if you change that story, and it's when you change that story, that you realize how good enough you are and what exactly has been missing. The biggest life changer or game changer or whatever you want to call it was realizing how much everybody else believed in me, how much everybody else believed in my dreams, in my goals, how excited other people were for all these different projects that I wanted to work on. I think that we all need someone, at least one person. Perhaps it's not so much a need, maybe it's more of a want, but we all want someone to believe in us. We want them to believe in our dreams, and we want them to believe in our stories. All it takes is one person. So if you don't have that person in your life, you go out and be that person and watch how the universe brings it back to you. Be that person that encourages other people. Be that person that does good for people around them. And be that person that is encouraging and loving and caring. Because those are the things that matter at the end of the day. And that is exactly what people are going to remember about you. The intent of this podcast is to be really real with you, on a weekly basis. It's to talk about things that we don't typically talk about every day. And, I really want this to be a place where you leave feeling inspired and, ready to tackle that project that you've left to the side, or, ready to take on that challenge that you didn't think you could do, or complete that task, or have that conversation that you've been waiting on. A place that I want you to feel like you can achieve anything that it is you want to do, any goal that you have for yourself, and truly start to believe in yourself, because every single person has something that they need to offer this world. And it's not need because they need to do it, it's need because the world needs to hear it. The name of this podcast took me so long to figure out. Happiness happens. It's just so representative of, my journey and my life, and that truly happiness just does happen. It happens when you start to believe in yourself. It happens when you believe that you deserve more if you want more. Because people can be totally happy, and you can be so happy exactly with what you have. But if you're in a place where you're feeling like it isn't enough, this is exactly when happiness happens. It happens from the countless hours of learning to love yourself just the way you are, to shed the expectations that people have of you, and truly live in pure happiness. It happens when you finally take that leap of faith in whatever it is you're doing. If it's your relationship, your family, your life, it is when you take that first step towards wanting to live a happier life. For those of you that know me, you'll know that I've always lived my life loud. I'm a loud person. I have a loud presence. I have a big vibe, because that's exactly what I want to put out in the world, because that's exactly what I want back. I choose to show up this way every single day. And I choose to show up in positivity whenever possible. We all have those days that we're not feeling the most positive, or we're not feeling the most happy, or we're not feeling X, Y, and Z. But your emotions are a choice. How you react to situations are a choice. And, I don't always react the exact way that I should, but I'm very quick to realize, oh, that was a really big mistake. I shouldn't have acted like that. Or, oh, I shouldn't have said that like that, because that's not a nice thing for me to say. Showing up in the exact way that you were meant to show up in this world, whether it's loud, quiet, positive, it's the most crucial part to success. Coming into this world and being in this world as your most authentic self, the exact person that you're meant to be, will guide you through your entire life, and it will guide you to all of the success that you would ever want. Whether that's your career success, your family success, your love success, your friendship success. Anything is possible when you throw out exactly what you want into the world, and when you show up exactly how you're meant to show up. I realize maybe this episode is a little bit short, but I hope that this was, a good intro for you to sort of see what to expect over the next while. There will be an episode every single week. And, I'm so excited about these topics, and I'm so passionate about them too, because I feel like nobody talks about it enough. In terms of positivity in specific, I'm so stoked about that topic, and I will be doing an entire episode about it, and how to manifest positivity in your life. And I'll be doing tons more episodes too. So I truly hope that you've enjoyed this first episode. Will be released every Sunday. But if there's something in specific you want me to talk about or touch on, I want to know. I want you to tell me. So please tell me in the comments, or send me a message on Instagram. My handle is simona.nicole. And, I really want to know if there's something that resonates with you, tell me. If there's something you want to know more of, I want to tell it to you. I want to do this together. I'm so excited about this, and I'm so excited about all the possibilities that life has. And I hope that you've enjoyed this episode. I'm wishing you a fantastic Sunday and truly encouraging you to make today your best day yet. I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful week. Thanks so much for being here today. I hope these words have brought you inspiration, insight, and a bit more happiness. Please leave a comment or review if this episode resonates with you. I would be so grateful. Until next time, remember that happiness happens when you're least expecting it.